As a chef and a nutritionist, I often get asked, why do you think our nation is so sick? My answer, what do we do every day? We eat food. I live with illness and have used food to help me get well and feel better. My goal here is to teach you to do the same. Eating healthfully can be simple, delicious, and nutritious. So chew on this. Hi, I'm Stefanie Sacks, and welcome to another edition of Chew on This. Today's topic is a really fun topic, one that I deal with all the time and have a lot of frustration over. It's packing lunch for my kids. My little one is very challenging. So with me today, I want to talk about keeping it simple and keeping it healthy. I have two friends of mine, Vesna Rothschild and Kristen Farrell. So hey, girls.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
So it was about 6 weeks ago that we were having lunch at Kristen's, right? All of us and our other friend Shira. And you guys, both your kids go to the same school.
Yes.
And so you were talking to me about your woes of school lunch and the challenges that you have in packing lunch. And as we started talking, I said, you know what? Let's save it. Let's make this an episode of the show because the information is so valuable and we can pass it along and get it out to so many different people. And so on my website where the show is posted, each show has a toolkit. And in that toolkit are tips, things that we're going to talk about today, okay, different products that you can link to, look up, research, and also recipes. So today we're actually making vegetarian sushi, okay? But I have some questions for you guys.
Okay.
And I think that we probably could all answer based on our own experiences. But most importantly, when do you guys pack? I mean, we've got camp coming up. We're coming out of school. So there are a lot of challenges when packing lunch. So my question is number one, do you pack lunch for your kids when you go to school? They go to school.
If I go to school, I pack lunch. I try and do it the night before if I can,
Right.
because I find it too time-consuming for what I'm doing. Because I'm trying to come up with a different idea every day.
Right.
Something, a little sneaky surprise in there to keep them excited so that they don't unzip the lunchbox and go, oh my God, it's another turkey sandwich.
Right.
So that's why I'm here, because I need some new ideas.
Right,
Keep
and
it fresh.
that's a big challenge,
Yes.
right? Because I always say, how do we think outside of that lunchbox?
Yeah, I'm usually a sandwich mom. And
Right.
it's so much easier to just send my daughter to school and she can buy lunch there, which is not the best thing, as we know, unfortunately. I'm always concerned about the nutritional content and what's going on and what she's actually choosing to eat.
Right.
But I can't pack it the night before, unfortunately, and trying to get it together in the morning, it's just too much.
Right. Sometimes it's good to pack part of the lunch the night before,
Okay.
and then you can leave some of the things in the morning, for in the morning time.
So it's not soggy.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's always my concern.
So the sandwiches, if I'm doing a sandwich, I will not pack it in the morning, but the other things I'll put in, their various bags and containers and so on and so forth.
That's a great idea.
Which is one thing that I like to do. The other thing, too, is it is our job as parents to provide our kids with a variety of healthy foods, right? But it's their job to choose what they're going to eat.
Right.
And there are two things. Someone just recently told me that there's this bartering system that goes on in schools.
Of course.
Yeah.
Didn't
Right?
you do it? Trade your ham for my peanut butter and jelly and
Oddly,
so on?
I never
Or the
did.
ring ding for the carrots?
I never did.
Oh.
I know, I was a little
See,
naive.
that's why you're here today.
Right, exactly. So this bartering system that goes on with these kids where the kids with the healthy foods are trading for the junky foods.
Yes.
So what I like to do is I look at lunch and I say, okay, how can I give my kids mostly healthy food, but also some of that sort of junky stuff, right?
Something exciting.
Exactly. So here we've got a variety of products, okay? These are Doritos.
It's so funny as you're saying that. My daughter is forever trading her apple for somebody else's Doritos or nachos. And
Okay.
I'm like, no!
Right.
That is awesome.
Right,
Okay,
and so you can get, my point is that we don't understand that we can get all of these products that are more junky, we can get healthier versions. And so what I love to do with people is teach them what they are. And not only give you guys ideas, which we're going to work on for lunch itself, but, you can give your kids, one of these. You can go and buy your sort of traditional Go-Gurts or other brands that have a ton of sugar. You can get something like this that has 9 grams of sugar in one tube. So you're giving them less sugar. Is this ideal? Absolutely not. But you know what? They're going to want, it's like my son came home one day and wanted, what are they? The crushable yogurts.
Oh, yes. We've heard about those.
Okay?
Crush cups.
Right. Or what? And I
Yes.
said, okay, let's go. We're going to the grocery store. You can get them. And he tried it. Mommy, this is disgusting. So
Right.
what you want to do is you
It
want
was
to.
green too, right?
This one was bright purple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you really want to you want to get your kids involved, right? And you don't want to, you don't want to eliminate what the other kids are eating. You just want to do it in a better way.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So here, this is one of our faves, are these bunny fruit snacks, because we know that I was just writing about all of these gummy snacks that are out there and how they're a parent's worst nightmare because they're glorified candy.
Yes.
But kids want them because superheroes are on the, right?
Yep.
So Annie's, which is a wonderful, it's a wonderful company. They're, in my opinion, doing a lot of mainstream foods made healthy. And this is a sometimes treat. So you break them into, everyday foods, sometimes foods, sporadic foods maybe. Okay? So these, as you can see.
And so for me, I'm always concerned about the color because Jack can't have red, blue, the food
Right.
dyes.
So, and that's a great point.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids have sensitivities to food dyes. And on top of that, who wants to be eating those food dyes? We don't know if they're truly safe. Okay? The FDA calls them generally recognized as safe. Would you put generally recognized as safe gasoline in your car?
Yeah.
No.
Good point.
No,
Good
right.
point.
Okay, so these are colored with fruit juice.
Oh, perfect.
And oftentimes vegetable. You want to taste one?
Sure.
Here you go.
Gummy treat. My kids will be so excited.
And
Thank
these are
you.
not something that you want to put in the bag every day.
Right.
They're a dentist's nightmare.
Those
they're
are
good.
good. Really good.
However,
Get
it is an alternative, right?
Absolutely.
It is an alternative. Tamari almonds, some dried fruit, raisins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mac and cheese is a great thing to send your kids to school with.
One of my challenges is how do I pack a hot lunch? Like, is it going to stay warm? Is it going to be cold? What are some suggestions you have for sending hot lunch to school?
Right. And that's a very good question. A lot of times the schools will have something that you can heat the food up in.
Okay.
Not my preference. Microwaves are not my preference, but sometimes they make bringing lunch for the kids much easier. Okay. I also will put it in here.
Okay.
Okay.
And that will keep it hot the whole time.
And this will keep it warm.
Okay.
By the time they're eating it.
By the time they eat, it's just
Exactly. So like if I'm doing soup, I make it scalding,
Okay.
which is
Good to
really,
know.
which is so counterintuitive to what a mother is supposed to be doing. But by the time they eat it, okay, but then you're dealing with the nuances of, okay, but wait, the rest of the lunch needs to be cold. This needs to be hot. So just take it out of here and, you give it to the teacher and they'll put it aside oftentimes for the kids.
Okay.
That's what I find. Every school is different.
And then would you make the mac and cheese that morning, or would you make it the night before and then
I would
reheat
make it that morning.
You'd make
That's
it that
something that I would do
morning.
for the
Okay.
morning. So then maybe I would put like sliced cucumbers in something like this, which is a stainless steel container. I'd put water in here. And then I would put all different, these are my reusable snack bags.
Oh,
And
I love those.
You
Can I
know,
see one?
yeah. So these are great. And
So
some are Velcroed and some are zipped.
These are terrific.
They go in the washing machine, which is
Perfect.
Oh,
amazing.
And where did you find these?
You can get them online.
Okay.
Okay, you can get them,
is-
just Google reusable snack bags.
Okay.
And, Munchkins makes them. Lunchkins is another one.
Okay.
Okay, and they're,
something called a snack taxi.
that's,
You heard of that?
A
They-
snack taxi?
and
taxi.
they're starting
like
to
that.
sell them in grocery stores now too. So it just curbs the waste, and we're trying to teach these kids not to have such a heavy carbon footprint too. I mean, more seriously speaking.
I love that.
So anyway, you let them pick this stuff out. Let them pick their lunchbox out. Let them pick their snack bags out. So they're part of this process. And there's also this great app called Lala Lunchbox that just came out. Thank you. Lala Lunchbox. And so the kids, and I have a link on my site to Lala Lunchbox, and it's an iPhone app, and the kids can actually put their lunch together for the week. And then
That is great.
creates a shopping list for the moms or the dads.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's great because it's I watch my kids do it, and they think they're playing a game.
Right.
You know, because they're not allowed to play video games.
I love that.
So
Perfect.
anyway, so here are some other great products too. Like, for example, there are those pizza snacks.
Oh, I was just reaching for those. Sorry.
Yeah, so those
Sounds good.
those are great too, and those you can warm up. You know, the kids. You know, honestly, the kids will eat food at room temperature. Okay, they will. You know,
It's just us that are concerned about it.
It's just us. We get ourselves so neurotic about, you know, do I have enough broccoli? Is the broccoli cooked the right way? Don't fuss over it. Because if you fuss, your kids are going to fuss.
And you know, I never thought to put that in a lunchbox. I'll cook that at home as an afternoon snack, but that would be great for Jack or Jax, where they want something just a little more exciting than a sandwich cut in 3 parts instead of 2.
I mean, and another thing too, whoever thought of giving yogurt as a main course for lunch? But if you pack yogurt with some strawberries and some vegetables and
you know what, would you talk about that for a second? Because when we had lunch at my house, we were saying how school considers mozzarella sticks lunch.
Right.
And we also talked about the fact that our daughters will snack on fruit all day long, but then they're hungry 20 minutes later. So what do I combine with Kate's bowl of strawberries to make it satisfying and hold her for a little while?
Well, what I like to do is I like to give the kids a variety of food that they get to pick and choose in their lunchbox. So a lot of parents get fixated on the sandwich and then 2 other things. I like to give like 6 things in a lunchbox.
Oh, I would like that.
So I'll do, like, sometimes for Hunter, because he's so picky, I'll do a couple of cheese slices. Okay. I'll give him half of an avocado with a pit in it so the avocado doesn't turn. Some crackers. So
I was just going to say.
you can do some crackers. So then they can make their own cheese and cracker sandwiches, right? You could put a yogurt in there, some raisins, and some carrots. It's thinking outside the box, too. You know, there are some great tools or cookbooks, too. By one is Annabelle Carmel, and I have the links on my site, and she does amazing, you know, thinking outside of the box for lunch.
Great.
Okay, and it doesn't have to be homemade. Not everything has to be homemade. I give the kids these Bell & Evans chicken tenders, and I put some ketchup in a container, and they'll eat them at room temperature.
Can we talk about that for a second? So these are gluten-free.
Those are gluten-free,
So you know my oldest is gluten-free.
Yes.
So that becomes more challenging. I have to do a lot of heating at school. He's in middle school now, so he's allowed to use the microwave. So we do glass containers, which isn't ideal for a lunchbox either, but I just try and keep them small.
Right.
But still, it gets, you know, for him, I can't put a cracker in because if it's gluten-free, it might get soggy. So.
Right, but you can put in gluten-free crackers. You can do rice crackers. There's so many.
Rice crackers are good. Yeah.
There's so many different nuances to how we can pack our kids' lunch. I mean, kids love goldfish, right? So there are cheddar bunnies right there. You see all of these little snack packs. The reasons our children want all of the food that the other kids have is because they come in bags like this.
That's marketing.
Exactly. So Late July, a great company. Okay? You can give your kids bars. These are real food bars versus, you know, Cliff bars or you know, they're just made with fruits and nuts.
Okay.
That's what you want to aim for. The fewer the ingredients, the less processed a food is.
Okay.
Okay? These are great. Matt's Munchies. You can get it in your local health food store. Typically, unfortunately, it's not available mass market right now.
Okay.
But it's a great new treat that I've found for my kids. And it's a real fruit leather. So I want you guys to taste it.
And Stephanie, that's actually another question. Where do you find all of these amazing foods? I mean, are they available everywhere, or is it only in a health food store?
Well, for everybody who's watching this show, you can get a lot of these foods at your mainstream supermarket. You really can. You just have to look between the lines. Whole Foods is a great place to go. They're pretty much all over now. And I know cost can be an issue for a lot of people. So you do have to navigate wisely. But like I say to everybody, you pay at the front end or you pay at the back end.
Well, and I'll tell you that a lot of this I can order online. So
exactly.
My gluten-free items are, you know, I can get it by the case or a half a case.
Right.
And so I have found that to be a good resource, especially where we are out here.
Right, and also everybody has in their own area, not everybody, but a lot of people have local food co-ops. So do a little research, ask around, because local food co-ops are popping up everywhere, and what they are, they're buying clubs that you can join, and you can get a case of something or split a case for a really reasonable price.
Like that.
You just need storage.
Right.
You know? So I want you guys to try these because I love them. And
what flavor is this?
This is a mango.
Okay.
You can taste this.
All right.
That's so good.
Good, right?
That's really good.
Kids would like that.
Kids would like that,
It's
right?
like fruit jerky.
And this here, these are fruit jerky.
It's fruit jerky. It's really good.
It is
And
fruit
now,
jerky.
what's in it? What kind of ingredients are
All
in
it is, let's see. All it is of course I ripped the ingredients off, right? It's just mango puree.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
That's all.
amazing.
Mango puree. Mango puree.
That's going to be in my pocketbook on the way.
Right. So I want to show you guys a little trick because I bet you never thought of this. Pita bread can be used in a really interesting way. So this is thinking outside of the box, as well as the cheese and crackers and some of the other things that we've spoken about. So peanut butter, which is an issue for a lot of schools. They don't allow peanuts, but you can do this with cream cheese and cucumbers. You can do this with turkey. You can do this with anything. Is you make a rolled pita sandwich. So I'm going to roll some peanut butter on here. Or spread some peanut butter on, not roll it. And have a little honey. You can do jam or honey.
Oh, great.
But I was just at this great event and got some really fresh honey. So this is Catskill honey.
Oh, that's beautiful. What event were you at?
The event was called What's in Your Food?
I like it.
Yeah. So then we take that, just like so, and we can roll it. And this is kind of a fun thing, and you can stick a little toothpick in it, just like that.
Well, that's great.
Sandwich for your kids.
Sophia would love that.
Okay, so it's just something different to do.
Did you stir your organic peanut butter, or do you just
I
go
didn't.
for it with the...
I just go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of schools, they don't allow you to have any kind of nut butters because of allergies. And the allergy is to a common mold that's found on peanuts called aflatoxins that actually produce, it's a mold that produces aflatoxins that are toxic and can trigger anaphylactic allergy. So you have to be careful.
Scary.
But there are plenty of other sandwiches that you can do that way. Of course, you can do, cheese, turkey.
So let's talk about this for a second also, because I found Applegate after a couple months of trying to figure out what deli meat was gluten-free.
Right.
And only Boar's Head or Applegate Farms.
Okay.
But why? I know you like Applegate better than anyone else's, and why is that?
I do. So when you talk any kind of lunch meats, whether they're hot dogs, whether it's bacon, whether it's any kind of like ham, turkey, what happens is your food is produced with something called nitrates and nitrites. They're naturally occurring in our soils, okay? However, they're also added to our foods to increase the shelf life, to retain color, and they're thought to be carcinogenic.
Oh, great.
So
Fantastic.
the problem here is that if we have a little of this and a little of that, not a big deal. But we are over-consuming some of the same foods over and over again. So we have to take out the toxins. So why I love Applegate is because it's hard to see, but here it's no antibiotics used, humanely raised, no nitrates and no nitrites. Okay? They're also gluten-free. Okay? Because there's gluten hidden in a lot of our foods. Okay? And gluten is a protein found in many grains that a lot of people have either a severe allergy to, which is called celiac disease, or an intolerance to, which is called non-celiac gluten intolerance.
Which is Joey, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you guys want to make some vegetable sushi?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. So, who wants to try?
Why don't you go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, come on over here.
I'm going to look at, and
Okay.
while we're doing that too, aren't a lot of these foods are in boxes? I mean, I know we always talk so much about eating from the farm or from the source.
Right.
Can you explain a little bit about some of the foods here and how they are in terms of not being from the source?
Yeah, and that's a great question. And I think the only way that we're going to succeed as a nation in eating healthier is if we look at the real concept of moderation. Okay? So our kids are around other children who are eating a lot of processed food. If we don't want our kids to eat processed food or a lot of processed food, give them a little bit, okay? Don't make them feel alienated.
Okay.
They will eventually rebel. I've seen it multiple times with all of my clients who run into these problems. So interlace these boxed foods into the more wholesome foods. Okay?
Okay, so we're not committing a big evil sin by...
Not at all. I do it.
Okay.
I mean, believe me.
Okay, we're all right then.
You guys, there are nights that my kids are eating Bell & Evans chicken for dinner.
Okay. Well, same here, so that's why I'm asking.
Right. I mean, I'm completely human. So, okay. So,
superhuman, Stefanie.
No, that I'm not.
And how do you make the rice sticky?
Okay, so it's actually called sushi rice.
Okay.
So it is a sticky rice. Now, if you go to a sushi restaurant, what they do is they season rice, which means that they put vinegar and sugar in it.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, and that makes it even more sticky. You don't need the vinegar and the sugar.
Okay.
Okay?
Straight rice.
So what we do is we put a little bit of rice on here. Okay? And I know everybody has clean hands. Okay, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
And you wet your hands just a little bit.
And these are, the wrap in that is this Pacific nori right here?
That's Pacific nori, yep.
And where do we find that?
You can get that at most markets have it actually nowadays.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you know, everything is becoming so much more mainstream. It's a matter of, even in lower income communities where I've spent a lot of time working, you can get a lot of these ingredients. Maybe not the nori per se, but you can find a lot of these ingredients that we have here. Okay. And a lot of the companies too are removing some of the offensive ingredients from their foods. Pepperidge Farm is a prime example with their goldfish. They used to have the dyes. They no longer have the dyes. And they're using vegetable dyes now.
That's fantastic. I think they did it with their bread as well. They took out the high fructose corn syrup, right?
Yeah.
Or they offer an option.
So if we start to demand, what's going to happen is change is going to happen.
Okay, great.
You get it?
Okay.
So now you
my
take
veggies.
what you want.
Okay.
There. So we have some cucumber.
Okay.
See, this cucumber looks a little
that one's
thick.
maybe a little fat.
Yeah. So let's cut this down this way. Got it?
Okay.
And the nori doesn't need to be wet, it just comes right out of the package.
Comes right out of the package, but we're going to wet it. You'll see.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Line them up.
Line them up.
Some avocado. Carrots and celery.
Okay, now.
Is that enough?
That's perfect.
I think I tend to overstuff. And then it won't roll. It'd be a problem.
No, you did a good job. So then here, what you're going to do, I always start this way, and you tuck it in. This is a great project to do with the kids.
I love it.
I do this with my kids. Getting them involved in the kitchen is really, really important. Okay, and then what you're doing is you're using this to press.
And what's this?
So this is a sushi wrapper, sushi roller, and there you go.
Oh, wow. That looks real.
So we'll actually let Vesna do one as well, but I'm going to show you a really cool way to wrap these because you can send your children to school just with this.
Yeah.
Okay, as part of their main, and I take a little bit of saran wrap, and you just wrap it like this.
And in terms of freshness.
And then you don't slice it, you just leave it like that as a wrap.
Leave it like that.
It's a wrap.
And they eat it
it's a sushi wrap.
Exactly.
It's fantastic. Okay,
So
you try.
you can do that. So now you get to try one.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get your roller right here.
And who likes that for you? Do both boys like that? Or
Actually, Hunter just started eating it. Jack loves it, and Hunter just started eating this because he's the picky eater. Right. And you have 3 children, so, you know.
Yeah. And then I get that they've eaten too many turkey sandwiches or too many turkey roll-ups, or and all of a sudden one day I don't like that anymore. And
but
then
that's
you've
normal.
lost one of your basic, staples of the lunchbox.
But that's a very good point, because the thing is don't give them that turkey sandwich every day. Rotate. So then they're not going to get sick of that one thing.
Okay.
I mean, and it's normal if they get sick of it. If your children get sick of something, pull it out of their lunch for a week or 2, and then you can put it right back in. Very simple.
Yeah, mine are famous for eating it one time and then turning around and saying, I don't like it anymore after I've bought, a whole box of it.
Right.
Or you've ordered this by the case.
Exactly.
I don't like it anymore.
Well, I mean, I get this, and then I bought a different flavor, and my youngest son won't eat that flavor.
And then you eat it. at 10 o'clock at night.
No, I gave it to the babysitter.
Perfect.
I gave it to my babysitter. Okay, you've got to wet this here.
I wet that.
You've got to really wet this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's like the top of an envelope, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
And
tuck it in.
I would lick the top of the envelope.
Now this whole thing is going to fall apart because you're making me laugh.
Let me roll it.
Okay, there you go. Go. I know. I sometimes take over in a kitchen.
Well, because you know what you're doing.
Yeah. No. But I like people to, learn.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
And don't you love that when your kids are trying to help you do something in the kitchen and they're just making a total mess of it and you're trying so hard not to stop them?
Or no lunch.
Right.
There's still
but
nothing.
you know what? You want them to be in the kitchen making a mess.
They
do
love it.
That.
They do love it.
Because that's what gets them involved. And the children will eat healthy if they're involved in this process.
They do like to make muffins. I will say that.
Okay,
so mix.
So now
muffins and cookies.
Right, of course, muffins and cookies. Okay, so here we've got our sushi roll. Vesna did not put scallion in hers because she does not like scallion, right?
No, I'm not a scallion fan.
Okay, and here we've got a little tamari. So you could put a little tamari. You can
in a container.
Yeah. Yep.
Now,
Okay,
tamari
ladies.
is better than soy, or why would you suggest tamari?
Tamari is soy sauce.
Oh, it is.
It's just brewed. It's just brewed differently.
And it's gluten-free.
Well, this particular one is gluten-free.
Okay.
Yes, because
Oh, I thought all tamari was gluten-free.
no,
It's not.
No,
See?
it's not.
Learning something. Woo! Uh-oh.
It's good, I swear. Just because I made it.
It's the one bite rule.
Kristen just has trouble eating.
Yeah, that's true. Very good. Don't try and bite it.
Right, and here's a little gamashio, and this is
I've never heard
sometimes
that.
the kids love some salt, sesame seeds.
Okay.
So just to wrap up,
sesame seeds.
you can get the recipe for these vegetable sushi rolls on my website, stefaniesacks.com. I have a toolkit with each show, and you can get a lot of the tips, links to products. Always think outside of the box with your kids. You're packing the lunchbox, but think outside of the box. And never, ever, ever shy away from asking your school. Understand what the kitchen in your school is like, the foods that they're serving your kids, and you decide what your kids can and can't eat. Okay? Make sure you take authority there. Visit the lunchroom. Do they have a microwave? What kind of facilities do they have? Okay, it's very important to understand that because then you can help map out a healthy diet for your children. So thank you for joining us for Chew on This.